Resident Evil, welcome to Raccoon City. This definitely ain't it, Chief. This definitely ain't it. But before we get into everything, I have to say a few things. You can do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment. Basically, all the BS you do for another YouTuber, you can do it for me. I will highly appreciate it. I know you hate me asking and saying it. I hate asking, but hey, it's the way that this thing known as YouTube works. So if you can help me out with that, I'll highly appreciate it. The other thing I got to say is, be prepared for a lot of screaming. So if you like me screaming and yelling, which apparently a lot of you do because the Vengeance video was still one of the most biggest videos that I have, get your popcorn, get your drinks ready, turn down the volume a little bit because I'm about to scream my head off. So let's just talk about this. Let's not waste no time. So this movie, right, is easily one of the worst movies I've seen, in particular when it comes to the Resident Evil movies. And do you know how hard you have to try to be worse than the whole franchise that we got before? When I want to go back and watch Mila Jovovich, made up character known as Alice, do all the bullshit that she does in that movie before I watch this one again, you know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. I might have to steal Angry Joe shit.
You done fucked it up!
You know you done fucked up, or I forgot how he says you done fucked it up or whatever, but still, you get my point. You done fucked it up. But let's talk about the story first. Let me give you the plot of this movie, if you want to call it that. It's basically the first two RE games slapped together into one movie, right? So for all you out there who don't know, the first RE game is all about the Spencer Mansion, right? That's the whole backdrop. The whole point of the first game is you being locked in Spencer Mansion, trying to figure out what's going on. Well, at the same time, RE2 is happening, and you're in the city. Of course, you're playing as Leon and Claire, depending on which one you choose. And the events of Raccoon City is happening at the same time. So them putting those two movies together is actually not a bad idea because they technically and canonically happened at the same time. The problem is the execution. The execution of this is so god awful. It makes you wonder, you really spent all this money for that? Who at Capcom constantly green lights these fucking movies? They look at them and say, oh yeah, you completely butchered everything, but hey, we're gonna green light anyway. Go ahead and put it out in theaters. Just with slight little tweaks and added stuff to make it, I guess, interesting. So back before these events happened, Claire and Chris were orphans, and they were at an orphanage that was ran by William Birkins. That's really the biggest change of it all. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not overly simplifying it. That's literally the biggest change. Everything else that happens in the story is what happens in the games, in particular RE2 and a little bit of RE1, but they really hammer home RE2 and really take a lot from RE2. But really, I'm not even joking. That's literally like the biggest sort of twist and extra thing that they added. Unless that's always been a thing and I've just never known about it. Once again, well, I shouldn't say once again, but I'll say I'm not that familiar with the RE lore like that to where I know every single little particular thing about the series and the characters. But in this movie, that is sort of like the one big, oh, you know, that's crazy, is that they was in an orphanage and William Birkins ran the orphanage, and you should know what was going on. I mean, is that really a spoiler? It's Umbrella, it's William Birkins, it's an orphanage. Do you see where I'm going here? You should automatically know once I said all of that. So let's talk about the characters, because that's what I really wanted to get into, if you couldn't tell. I never really cared about the story because the movie wasn't good to begin with, so why am I going to sit here and spend a bunch of time on the story? The characters, though, is where the meat of this video and just the meat of this fucking movie lies in. Because when I tell you that they butchered every single character, I literally mean every single character. So if your character's in this movie, don't be expecting them to be your favorite about time you leave, because you're going to be like, that's not even the person I know. That is not the character that I fell in love with. Let me start off with somebody that I've never really cared for, but wasn't as done as harsh as some other people. Leon is Chris. Chris in this movie is not the best, but he's not the worst. He's just average. That's the best way I can put it. He's just average. There's nothing more, nothing else. He's just average. He's kind of whiny. He doesn't kind of really do anything. He does kind of have a good moment, but overall, he doesn't have any flaws or anything that really stood out to me where I was just like, yeah, they butchered him. It's just like, I mean, they butchered him in the sense that he doesn't have a personality. And I get it. If you kind of go back and play RE1, Chris or Jill never really had a personality. They really didn't start to develop their personalities till like 3 and later and stuff like that. But it's still the point of he's inoffensive, but he's inoffensive to the point to where it is offensive, because it's like, then what's the point of you even being here? You didn't even try to give him some charisma. Chris is okay. Like, he's not the worst, but he's not the best. Like I said, he's inoffensive to the point to where he is offensive because they don't do nothing with him. But where the bullshit starts to happen is with Jill Valentine. So Vil, I said Vil. Yeah, we're gonna call her Vil. So Vil Valentine is one of the first drastic changes for a character. Now, once again, I just said that in RE1, maybe in the reboot or the remake that they did on GameCube, they probably added a lot more. I have yet to play that one. I've really only played the original one on PlayStation 1. I don't remember Jill being like this wise, smart, like wisecracking, smart ass, like talking all this big boy shit and being all cool and shit. And the problem that I have with that is that when they start people off like that, they have no room to grow. And that was one of the biggest things that I noticed with Jill, is like they gave her the RE3 persona. Like, and I'm talking about RE3 remake persona, where she was that, right? If you play RE3 remake, you know how Jill acts in this movie is exactly how she was acting in that game. And my problem is that why would you want to do that in your first movie? Because you know they're going to try to make this a franchise. I mean, fuck, they got away with what, about 8 movies in the last franchise that was dog shit. So what is it going to be to make another 8 movies here with this dog shit and this dog shit cast and this dog shit writing? Like, what is it going to really be? Like, you know, how hard is it going to be? And they've automatically lost their character progression because of that. And she's just not a likable character in this movie. I'm sorry. I've never been a huge Jill fan to begin with, but this makes me not like her even more. Because like I said, she's nothing but a smartass. That is her whole trope, is that she's a smartass and she can crack jokes with the best of them. And she's with the guys and she hangs with the boys, not the ladies, with the guys. Like, she's supposed to be that type of female. And the problem is that what was wrong with the old Jill? The old Jill was just fine. She was just fine. She was just fine. And all of a sudden now she's the complete polar opposite of that. And it makes it even worse because nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for no wisecracking Jill. People love that Jill sandwich, RE1 Jill. And for some reason, they just decided to say, fuck that. We're going to give you this smart asshole Jill, and you just going to have to deal with it. And once again, it's not even RE3 Jill. This is RE1 Jill. Remember, this all takes place during RE1 and 2. And they've already fucked up by not even staying true to what the characters are within the movies that they're taking from. I mean, sorry, not movies, but games that they're taking from. But that's still not the worst. We still haven't even got to the worst yet. So up next is Wesker. Or, sorry, I should call him Chad, because that's what he fucking looks like. This, I don't even know where the fuck I'm gonna put the picture at. As you see, I don't even have the green screen going. That's how much this movie's pissing me off. I don't even feel like setting up the green screen. None of that. I gotta set up the light so you can see my ugly ass, but I don't even fucking feel like setting up the green screen. This motherfucker right here, wherever I decide to put this fucking picture, that is not fucking Wesker. Point blank period. That's not Wesker. He's a fucking Chad. That's what he looks like. He looks like a person who works out on a daily basis and tries to bully people in the gym for not being able to lift enough weights. That's what he looks like. Like, this motherfucker is not Wesker. The Wesker I know, and that everybody knows and loves, has slick back hair, sunglasses, and has a very mysterious presence to him. And that's what made Wesker so good. Wesker is one of those people that you're so intrigued by how much you don't know about him. And once again, we're talking about in a perspective of RE1, okay? I have to keep on bringing this up because that's what this movie's based off of. This is what the directors and the cast and people talking about, like, oh, if you play RE1 and 2, you're gonna love this because it's very reminiscent of the games. It's like the games. No, the fuck it's not. Because this dude is not fucking Wesker. Where's his sunglasses? Where's his slick back hair? Where's his mysterious persona? Where is everything that makes Wesker what he is? Where is it at in here? Because I sure as fuck don't see it with this dude. I don't fucking see it. So where the fuck is it at? Please explain to me. Where is it at? I don't get it. Wesker was one of those people, especially in RE1, that the less you knew about him, the more intrigued you was about him. That's what made him so good. And then the more you got to know about him and the more they fleshed him out over the games, that's why he's such an iconic villain when it comes to Resident Evil. Don't get me wrong, you got plenty of others. Of course, you got Nemesis, you got fuck, what is his name? I'm about to call him Mr. T. It's not Mr. T. What is his name? Fucking Mr. T come out of nowhere talking about I pee you fools. That'd be fucking weird. But what is his name? Fuck, what is his name? The nigga from RE2. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm blanking right now. But like, you got iconic villains. You know, you got Sadler, you got Salazar, you got all of them, right? But at the end of the day, the one that people are always gonna remember is Wesker. Why? Because like I said, ever since the first game, you not knowing who he was, his emotions, like anything about him, he was just this mysterious guy who looked cool. It made you want to know more about him. So when you finally got to see more about him, it was the best thing in the world. And rest in peace to my nigga, because we all know what happened. 2 RPGs to the face in RE5, that nigga's dead. Like, he ain't coming back. But that's what made him so good. This guy doesn't exude any of that. His appearance does not fit that persona that Wesker deserves. And once again, what makes it so fucking crazy is that the fucking shitty Mila Jovovich fucking Resident Evil movies does a better job of portraying Wesker than the one that's more faithful to the fucking games. Please explain to me how that works. Please, somebody explain to me how that works. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. You have the set pieces. You have the environment. You have the clothing. You have everything down packed except for what fucking matters, and that's the actual character. I can't believe I have to give props to the ORE movies. I don't want to ever do that. I hate those movies, but they did a better job of Wesker than the one that actually looks more faithful. How the fuck does that happen? Something got lost in translation. I feel like I'm living in a parallel world where, like, I don't know. I don't know. Please, somebody help me. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind over here because it's so fucking terrible. But it gets even worse than that, y'all. At least Wesker, his whole thing is somewhat similar to what his whole thing was in the original game of, like, you know, him sort of being an undercover agent and trying to get, you know, to the lab. And you know, if you played RE1, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, I didn't mean to say undercover agent, but you get my point. Like, he was working with him and all that other stuff because, you know, I think Barry was working with him and some more shit. You get my point, though. It's a lot of fucking shit. And at least he got that. but my boy Leon, I can't do nothing but laugh. It's so bad and it's so sad.
Listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
That I can't do nothing but laugh. The way they do my boy Leon, the way they massacred my boy, just like that scene from Godfather. Look how they massacred my boy.
I don't want his mother to see him this way. Look how they massacred my boy.
My nigga Leon, oh my god, they do him so fucking dirty. I can't even. And what hurts even more is that in my video that I did a while back when I was talking about them casting Leon, I just had to close my eyes for a second to, like, regroup myself because it's that bad. The way, like, when I made that video a long time ago and they were talking about how, you know, the guy that they cast to be Leon, and the director was like, yeah, you know, when we was, you know, forming Leon and we was writing Leon, like, we just saw him as the perfect Leon, whatever the fuck he said. I can't remember exactly, right? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, the more I look at him, the more he could be Leon, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And this is what we get? Let me explain explain to you why I'm so fucking heated right now, to the point to where I can't do nothing but laugh because of how bad they do him. Leon in RE2 was just a rookie cop who was trying to make the most out of his circumstance. Especially in RE2 Remake, that was the best remake that I've ever seen, especially because of how they were able to ground the characters so much, and particularly Leon. I keep on hitting my microphone, I apologize. Because what made him so relatable to a certain extent, it made it so, like the way people got so attached to him is because he was literally just a rookie cop, and on his first day, he's dealing with an outbreak, something that he never probably even thought would ever happen in his life. So therefore, you're not gonna be aware of everything. You're not gonna be keen to everything, especially when it's in a city, in a place you're not familiar with. You see what I'm trying to say here, right? You see the building blocks I'm throwing on top of this right now to make you understand why Leon in the games, especially in RE2, which this movie modeled itself after, by the way, makes sense. You're in a new town, in a new building, it's your first day on the job, and it's a fucking zombie outbreak going on. You're not gonna be aware of shit, you're not gonna be the crack shot, you're not gonna be anything that you think that you're gonna be in a circumstance like that, especially because the odds are way stacked against your fucking favor. In this movie, none of that fucking matters. Why? Because he's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Oh my God, I've never seen something so fucking idiotic in my goddamn life. The nigga doesn't even know how to use a fucking shotgun, and he's a fucking cop. Oh.
I want you to say, I'm angry. It's okay. I'll process my anger. I love myself. Woozah.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yes, you do know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I had to take a minute to collect myself. This nigga does absolutely nothing the entire fucking movie. Oh my God, you don't understand. You don't understand. If you haven't seen this, you don't understand. And if you have seen it and you're okay with it, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's the real question. But we'll get to that at another time. This dude, one of the most iconic leads in Resident Evil history, okay? Don't get me wrong. People always gonna love Jill and her sandwich, which, by the way, they tried to throw that in there and it didn't fucking work. That was the worst fucking thing in the movie. One of the worst ones. But we'll get to those moments in a second. When you think of Resident Evil, the three people you think of off rip, and don't fucking lie to me, it don't matter what order you put them in, it's the three people you think of. You think of Chris, Jill, and Leon. Fucking tell me that you don't. Fucking lie to me and tell me that you don't think of them three when you think of Resident Evil. I dare you to tell me you think of somebody else besides them three. And one of the most influential characters, the person, the character that revolutionized RE4, that revolutionized the fucking gaming industry, and I'm not making that up. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I've already talked about this in a previous video. RE4 is one of the most influential games of all time. If it wasn't for RE4, Dead Space wouldn't be what it was, and Gears of War wouldn't be what it was, and plenty of other fucking games would not be what it was if it wasn't for RE4. Your Devil May Cry, kiss that shit goodbye, it's because of RE4. All of that's because of RE4, and Leon helped. Whether you believe it or not, Leon helped with that. And this is what we get? And you're trying to say it's faithful to the fucking series? Are you smoking crack? What crack are you fucking smoking at your fucking production company, your studio, where you think that this is a you think that this is a faithful... I can't even get those words out of my fucking mouth. That you think this is a good adaptation. This is not even an adaptation. At least with adaptations, there's something similar, right? I feel like this is not even an adaptation. I feel like this is just... This is money laundering right here. Let's call it what it is. This is fucking money laundering. This is not an adaptation. Because if you actually had people who cared and was actually trying to make a legit adaptation of this fucking series, which I don't understand why these companies struggle with. The blueprint's right there. You even copied the fucking source material, which was the games, and you still fucked it up, and it's right there in front of your fucking face. But anyway, If they actually got people who actually gave a fuck about this, this wouldn't even be a thing. This wouldn't even be a thing. This would be an easy fucking thing to adapt. But they didn't. And Leon got the worst of it, is where I'm going. This motherfucker doesn't do anything throughout the entire fucking movie. You want to know what he does? I swear to fucking God, and I don't even say that, I'm not making this up. This is literally the shit that he does. He shoots one clip of a gun to kill one fucking zombie. And then he pulls out an RPG at the end, out of nowhere, by the way, to blow up the fucking, to blow up Birkins when he transforms into his final form. I swear to fucking God, I don't use that phrase at all, if barely ever. But I put that on everything I love, and I'm going to say it one more time to put emphasis on how fucking serious I'm being. I swear to God, that is literally all this nigga does the entire fucking movie. Now, put this in perspective. They're trying to make a franchise out of this. And if they already took out the first two movies, or first two games, where do you think they're going to go from here? Of course, they're going to go to RE3. Then they're going to go to RE4, which I hope to God that this is the last one. I hope they don't even get to make it. Apparently, it bombed at the box office, and I'm fucking glad it did. I'm so fucking glad it did, because this shit does not deserve a sequel. It didn't even deserve to be made. But nonetheless, you know, if they do continue, if they've already taken out the first two movies, first two games, you know they're going to go for the third, and you definitely know they're going to try to go for the fourth. Does this motherfucker that's supposedly Leon in this movie, who only shot one clip, who only shot one rocket out of a rocket launcher to blow up a monster, you really think that that guy is going to be able to take on a whole fucking country like he does in RE4? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not oblivious to the fact that the jump from RE2 Leon to RE4 Leon is still fucking drastic, okay? Rookie cop, new city, new place, fighting zombies, now taking on a whole countryside of fucking infected and fighting them all by himself. Oh, yeah, that's a bit much. But at least it's a little bit, a teeny tiny bit more tangible, if I was to say, a little bit more believable than this motherfucker that doesn't do anything the whole movie but two things, and all of a sudden he's gonna be saving the president's daughter. Okay. And then, you know, I'm gonna say this too, and then I'm gonna move on, because I'm done with the characters after this. This is easily the worst one, because luckily they didn't have Ada here to mess her up, which thank God, because that would have killed me even more. Because Ada and Leon, if you haven't tell, Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. So I hold everything that pertains to that game, characters and all, near and dear to my heart, okay? So luckily they didn't touch Ada. Okay, even though she's in RE2, they didn't touch her. Thank fucking God they didn't touch her, or I really would have been upset. Sherry's really nothing to talk about. She's just there. Okay, she's just there. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Barry's not there. Chief Irons ends up dying, so he really didn't do shit to begin with. I'm trying to think of people that had Marvin's not there, you know, so you don't have to worry about him. So it's like, you know, all of these people that we know, like most of them are either not there or they don't have any weight in the story to really be fucked up that much. It just seemed like they took all the important characters and it was just like, how much can we fuck them in the ass to where they're not even recognizable? You know, and that's essentially what they did. Luckily, they didn't butcher anybody else, but they butchered Leon to the point to where I don't even want to see any more of this or anything pertaining to this from this point forward. I forgot where the fuck I was going. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There's so much shit circling around in my head when it comes to this fucking movie. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to end. I don't know where to... Bottom line, don't fucking watch it. Point blank, period. Don't fucking watch it. They fucked all the characters. They fucked up my boy Leon. They masked him to the point to where he's not fucking Leon. Capcom has fucked over Leon, right? They have, for some reason, made Leon like this overly sour, depressed, like melancholy kind of dude, right? Like it's almost like Cloud in the newer Final Fantasies, where he's just always like, whatever, you know, like, whatever, I don't care. Because like ever since RE6 he's been like that, and I've never understood why they've made him like that. Now, unless there's like some form of media that I didn't know about where they go over Leon and his drastic change from RE4 to where now he's an alcoholic and all this other shit. because I think it was in like one of those CG movies. He's like an alcoholic, or maybe it was RE6 or something. And, you know, but bottom line, he's not the charismatic person we know. And I haven't necessarily liked that change either. But my point is that I'd rather take that Leon, because at least he's still Leon. At least he still cracks jokes and kind of is a smart ass, than this one. This dude is fucking lazy. He is so lazy in this movie. Dude, I swear to you. Okay, look, and I'm just saying, listen to what the fuck I'm about to tell you. I swear to God, this is actually in the movie. I'm not making this up. This dude act like he has, what's it called? Narcolepsy. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, this motherfucker act like he has narcolepsy or whatever the fuck it's called. You know what I'm talking about. Like, this motherfucker's always asleep. Literally, when we're first introduced to him, or one of the scenes we're introduced to him, I think it's like the second one, maybe the first one, I don't fucking remember. He is literally asleep in a diner. Yes, I think this is literally the first time we're introduced to him, because first of all, the exposition in this movie is fucking garbage. It's fucking garbage. It is fucking garbage. But anyway, we're introduced to him. He's asleep in a diner. Really? Leon, sleep in a diner. And this is when we get introduced to Chris, Jill, and Wesker. And they're fucking with him. This is when we first get introduced to Jill and her supposed, oh, I'm so badass, persona. You know, once again, RE3 persona, Jill. And he's fucking sleep. But that's not the only time he sleep. He gets up, whatever happens, while the events of RE is happening, right? RE2. So you know the iconic dude in the semi, and he's driving and he's hitting cars and shit, and then he flips over and explodes. Let me adjust my microphone real quick. To show y'all how fucking dumb this is, okay? So the nigga's driving, right? Even me uttering these words is fucking baffling. So the dude gets bit. He's driving. All of this is about how stupid Leon is and how bad they did him, by the way, okay? I'm not just going on tangents just to be going on tangents. All of this is pertaining to Leon. If you don't believe me, go watch the movie. I don't want you to go see this movie. Don't ever go see it in theaters. Get it how you can get it. I just recommend don't seeing it in theaters. Yeah, you heard me correctly. So the dude gets bit. He's driving. The whole iconic scene, the semi driving through the city, hitting cars and shit. The whole nines. First of all, somehow the street automatically leads to the police department building, the RPD police department building, or whatever, how the fuck you want to phrase it. It automatically leads to that. It's literally a straight shot. I'm not making this up. It's the front door, and then the fucking road is right in front of it. I shit you not. I'm not making this up. This is really how the fucking movie is. So he's driving down the road. The semi flips over, explodes. It explodes with the door open to the police department. What police department leaves the door open? Please, somebody. I can't fathom the amount of stupidity that's in this movie. The police department door is just wide open. The fucking semi flips over, blows up in front of the fucking door, and this nigga still sleep with his fucking headphones on. I can't fucking process how fucking stupid that is. He sleep with his fucking headphones on after a semi blew up in front of the fucking police department with the door open. I can't. I just can't. It's so bad how they did my boy. That sounds nothing like Leon. In RE2 Remake, which is the most fleshed out story for that game that you could ever fucking play, Leon was on it from the moment that the outbreak happened at the gas station. He was all gas, no brakes. He did everything he could from the beginning the shit happened all the way to the end of the fucking game. He was determined to figure out what the fuck was going on. He was determined to save the people, even though it was his first day on the fucking job. He tried to save everybody he could. He tried to do everything he could in a place that he did not know a single fucking thing about. And you're telling me that that's the same fucking guy? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. That's not the same fucking person. Get the fuck out of here. I can't believe they did him like that, man. And I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. Bro, it's not that serious. It's just a fucking movie. And you could go and watch it. I don't understand why you're taking it so seriously. Fuck you. What about that? I take it seriously when it's something that I care about. Just like if it's something you care about, you gonna get fucking mad if they butcher it too. None of this was fucking necessary. And I'm not even talking about just for Leon. I'm talking about in general. None of this was necessary. I don't understand why Resident Evil and video game movies cannot catch a fucking break. When you have the blueprint right there. I don't fucking get it, man. I don't. And that's what pisses me off the most. This did not need to happen. Because let me at least throw one positive out there. The actual environment and the sets that they made are absolutely phenomenal. The RPD being brought to life is fucking phenomenal. It looks like it does in the game. A lot of the key areas and a lot of the iconic moments and areas and stuff, the Spencer Mansion, a lot of that stuff looks really fucking good. And that's what hurts me the most. It's like they got a lot of the stuff that they needed to, but then they just shut out everything else. They focused on making it look iconic, bringing iconic moments into the movie, but didn't actually focus on the thing that mattered the most, which was the fucking story. I ain't gonna lie, I thought my computer died for a second. That's why I looked over. My heart fucking dropped. My heart dropped. It's okay. But that's what pisses me off the most. That's what hurts me the most. And I just don't fucking get it, man. I really don't have much else to say. I really don't. The story shit, the characters are shit, the set looks good, the iconic moments, they're not even good because everything else is so bad that the actual iconic moments that you want to see, you don't even care because they screwed up everything else. The shit with the semi-truck, the shit with the dog, the shit with Birkins, everything you can think of that's iconic, they shoved into this movie and completely fucked it up. If you have not seen this movie, I highly suggest you do not watch it. If you want to get high and watch it, then go and watch it because it's one of those movies. I wish I would have smoked before I went to go see that movie. That's how much I fucking hated this movie because that's the only way you're going to be able to get through it. Because if you go in there and you're sober and you start to think about this movie in the slightest bit, you're going to automatically start to lose your mind. Because even from a, cut off your brain type movie, because I hate that fucking phrase when people say, they're like, oh, it's one of those movies where you just cut off your fucking brain and watch it. Fuck that, dude. Like, that's not a logical answer or a good excuse for a movie to be shitty. I fucking hate that. I hate when they say that about Godzilla versus King Kong. I hate when they fucking say that about Fast and Furious. Fuck that. That's a stupid cop-out answer for why a movie's fucking shitty. I don't want to hear that. If you want to watch this movie, first of all, don't go see it in theaters. I want this movie to flop. I want them to see that you can't do this shit no more, especially to this degree. But if you want to see it, just don't go to the theaters. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't go to the theaters to see it. Wait for it to come out on DVD, rent it for like $2 if you can. Like, just don't go see this in theaters. Please don't. Please don't. This movie's fucking awful, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Everybody who fucking had a part in this movie should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. And I was really rooting for this, man. I was really, really, really rooting for this movie. I wanted it to be so good. I really did. Oh, wait. I'm not even done. Hold on. My bad. Hold the fucking phone. I forgot about Claire. Good old Claire. Hey, do you remember when Claire was like a badass that knew how to use every single weapon and know how to do anything and everything at all times? You remember that? Do you remember that? Because I sure as fuck don't remember that. I don't remember when Claire could do anything and everything at all time and always be right, always throughout the movie and never be wrong. Do you remember that? Because I remember things quite differently. I remember her being in the same ballpark of Leon and in RE2 trying to figure out what's going on and trying to adapt to her situation. I didn't know that she was also some crack shot, you know, hot shot motherfucker wisecracking bitch that could just do anything at any time. I didn't know she was like that. When did she get Jill's traits from RE5 and up? When did she get that? Because I sure as fuck don't remember that, but for some reason this movie said that that's how she is. Yeah. They fucked up Claire quite a bit too. She's just, like I said, she's always right. She's always getting shit done. She's teaching Leon how to shoot a fuck up. She teaches Leon at some point. I think she teaches him how to shoot, if I'm not mistaken. Or she shows him how to pump a shotgun or something like that. Yeah, that's the Claire and Leon combo that I remember. Leon not knowing how to pump a shotgun and Claire has to come in and show him how it's done. That's what I remember. This movie fucking sucks. That's all I gotta say. It fucking sucks. I finally got that off my chest, if you couldn't tell. And my nose and shit stopped up. Thank you for watching. If you stuck around this long, this video's 37 minutes. I had to get this off my chest. I'm gonna try to edit this the best that I can, but this is one of those where I feel like I just need to put this out there as is. So I'm gonna do my best to do what I need to do. But yeah, god damn, this movie fucking sucks. That's all I can keep on saying, because it does. I got a lot more coming down the pipeline. Me watching this makes me want to go back and watch the old ones, like I said, and see if they were really as bad as I thought they were, which I don't think they were. Oh yeah, my computer did not freeze, thank God. It was just loading weird and acting weird. But in other words, I got a lot of stuff coming down the line. I'm gonna try to find those old RE movies and see if I can stream them, and I'll do some more videos like this on those movies, just because that's how bad this one was. I want to go back and see if those are really as bad as I thought, which I don't think they are now after seeing this shit. Well, maybe the later ones. The later ones are definitely ass, but mainly the first couple ones I think are going to actually hold up pretty well. I'm done. My mouth is dry. Fuck Resident Evil. Fuck whoever approved this movie. Fuck the studio that made this movie. Fuck anybody that had anything to do with it. Fuck them all, and I hope this shit flops and we never get anything else. And yeah. I'm done.